Yes. Hello everybody and welcome to today's Sunday sermon, which is on the 16th Sunday of the year, Ordinary Time. Today we're reminded in our readings of the nature of God, especially in the first reading, which is from Wisdom chapter 13 verses 25 to 30. And it says that God is kind and generous and patient and loving, but is also just. In fact, justice springs from God. In the gospel, this is not a wheat field, but it's about a garden or a wheat field. The farmer decides to leave the wheat and the darnel grow together. Why? Because you'll damage the wheat if you try and weed out the darnel now. But we'll wait till harvest time when we will separate. This is Jesus' way of explaining how the justice of God will reign eventually. And the point is, God is patient. The good and bad live alongside each other. But the final judgment day will come.
Patience and generosity are the hallmarks of a good person. Meekness and mildness. And when the necessity arises for to be just and fair, the strength is also there to do that. Strength is born in calmness and assuredness. Our God is all those things and more besides. He's patient, He's generous, He is meek, He's mild, but when necessary, He is just and He is fair. But how can we believe in this God whom we don't see? In earthly living, we depend on our five senses for to know the reality and the truth. But not everything that we see with and experience with our senses is the truth. I might see an accident or an incident in a football match, and the person beside me in the stadium would see something different. Haven't we all experienced that? That is true of our five senses, the sense of smell, touch, hearing, seeing and tasting. So to say I don't believe in God because I can't experience Him in the normal way through my five senses, namely I can't see Him, I can't hear Him, I can't taste Him, I can't smell Him, I can't touch Him. This is not a proof that He is not there. So, if we can't trust our senses, how can we get to know this God as is described today in our readings? Definitely we pray to Him. What is prayer? Talking to Him, like we would to a friend, and see how He answers. Wait for His answers. Ask God this question every day. What way, Lord, will you show yourself to me today? Wait out for His answers. And there are many answers. And look back over the day and see where God has touched your life. Be patient. Talk to Him as you would to a friend. Be yourself. Don't be somebody else. Be yourself. Come with all your aches and pains and your doubts and your fears and even your anger. Bring it there to the Lord. Wait, and don't be afraid of the silence. See Him in His creation, how He has made everything. We realize that this God is much more than anything we ever dreamed of or imagined. We know when God is around by the behaviour of some people who believe. They have the godlike attributes that we see in the first reading. They are calm, peaceful, non-judgmental, ready to forgive, kind, respectful, and many other noble gifts that they have. They also can be strong when needed. All we have to do is see the reaction of Jesus in the Gospels, who showed strength as well as meekness and mildness. He condemns the hypocrites and even drove the money lenders from the temple. He was brave and acted with a great sense of justice and respect for his Father in heaven. There's a great book by Graham Greene called The End of the Affair. It was made into a movie twice, and the main character in the movie is pursuing the love of a woman, and in the end he loses her to God. And then he feels that God is coming after him, and he says in the final words of this novel, "Dear God, leave me alone." We see how patient God is with us in our waywardness and sinfulness. He is the hound of heaven following us and will catch up with us. Not to devour us like a bad dog would, but to bring us into his protection. God finds us and presents himself to us in so many ways, especially in the events of our lives, in our prayers, and in the people we meet, and in creation. Just to mention just but a few, because you can also sit and listen to music, and you can see the hand of God there, the inspiration. He is there in all these aspects of our lives, and many more, interwoven in our lives. And like St. Augustine, he said, "Our hearts are restless until they rest in thee." I think that's a powerful statement that reflects many of our lives when we feel that God is too much and to follow him is too much. It's too much of a commitment, and of a commitment to love and to goodness and to kindness, and to forgiving others, and to doing all the right things, even to spending our lives as the saints and the martyrs did. Likewise, we at some stage of our lives, whether through sickness or sufferings of many kinds, no matter what kind they are, learn to be submissive to God and totally abandon ourselves to him. This is our goal. This is what we are ultimately asked to do. Submit and experience God in our submission and in our admission of our faults and failings and weaknesses and wounds. When we do submit, we experience the dawn of a new day, the first day of the rest of our lives.
You know, we have a saying, I'm sure it's in all cultures, that the darkest hour is before the dawn. And we know that in life, we all go through times that are challenging, be it sickness, or financial problems, relationship problems, whatever. We go through times when we don't sleep very well and we worry a lot. But we are in a struggle with ourselves and our belief in God. And the secret we're learning today is our God is in control. He is just, but he's also kind. He doesn't throw us to the wind. He is there very much in our tears and in our problems and our difficulties and in our joys and our celebrations. The Lord is very much there. He's there in all this creation. So we learn today to be patient, to be faithful, to trust, and to submit all our lives to the Lord. May you experience this in your life. May God bless you today and during the coming week.